Just grab another one, bro. So,
Where is it?
grab another one. God dang. See what we're with? So, this kid's 28 years old. My best friend has never held a baby once in his life. About 2.5 minutes ago, he held my daughter. She's a month old yesterday. He held her for the first time, and it blew his mind. He couldn't get it through his head that she was a she, and just kept calling it it. It was. Okay, we're about to talk to you about it. It was nuts. It was awesome.
Oh my god.
Good?
Is it gone?
Told you it's different. Like, it's a feeling that's indescribable.
It's a little undescribable. It's definitely very foreign. Like, if I were to live in America with no cell phone, no TV back in the day. What?
Can you grab me one? Okay, go ahead. Continue.
This one was here. I never
was
went
it?
and
Okay.
got a beer. I told you I
Thought you
still
brought
had full on the last one.
Alright. So you held my daughter.
But holding a baby is foreign. It's staying in America until, with no internet, television, telephone, anything. You know Americans. And then the Europeans come over and just start blah, 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 tu la vu qui chante ma soie shit. And it's undescribable. You don't know what it is. What are they doing? I've been speaking this language. Yes. I've been speaking this language. That's all I know. That's the only way anybody ever communicates. These must be animals because they're not like me. Is that how racism was born?
I don't know. Probably.
Probably.
Yeah, because
If you don't know any better,
Africans,
yeah, they're fucking animals. They got different hair, different
And because
skin, water nose.
the Europeans traveled there instead of vice versa.
Mhm.
Think about that. Think if the Africans were so migrant that they moved to Europe. Would whites be slaves?
I think whoever would be there in the worst amount of poverty would be slaves. So if whites moved to Africa and became thriving, absolutely. But in that time, they had no way. They lived on the southern peninsula side. They have no way to get anything outside of that world. They knew nothing.
But did Europe flourish because it was just economically rich? Like, why did you? What did Europe? Why did
the Chinese take off? They're the oldest civilization.
Yeah, that's what. Like, why did it take China
Not
so
oldest,
long?
But
No, they are. They're referred to as the oldest.
yes, that's what I mean. They're referred to as the oldest. Living civilization.
Yeah, but I got.
Dude, they're fucking Forbidden City.
Yeah.
Is nuts.
Yeah.
Did you see that earthquake test they did on it?
Mm-mm.
Is that what we're talking about?
No.
All right, so it's world renowned for earthquakes. That it's on a fault line, and this is the Forbidden City, which is the oldest, like 2000 BC, like the oldest recorded whatever. And they built this for their religious whatever.
Mm-hmm.
However it is. I don't care what they built it for, but they built it, and they built it in such a way that it's earthquake proof. And the way they do it is they allow the roof to shift completely separate from the beam supporting it. So
it's a free floating roof.
essentially, and it's allowed to rock, but when at normal, it sits heavy on its joints.
Oh, okay,
It's
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
nuts. So it's
so it's like
it's a
it's
set of
basically like this, and then the roof is like this resting. So where it can move like this, like if this was stationary.
No. All
Like
right.
hold this. Are you saying?
All right. So
It's
this
like-
is the house.
Yeah.
And then you have the flat piece.
Mm-hmm.
This piece moves separately from that.
Oh, okay.
So the roof's up
roof
here.
is fixed to this.
Yeah, and this whole thing moves.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, and it's built on a set of seesaws essentially. It's really crazy cool.
Seesaw. That I kind of
Oldest building in the world.
I haven't seen a seesaw. Well, no, I saw one yesterday, and people are awesome video, but I haven't personally seen one.
Yes. And if you see one, what kind of fucking principal allowed that on the school
So
ground?
I want your opinion on this, because this is what I was thinking.
Crazy dangerous.
Do you remember when YouTube went red? And like everything went red?
Yeah.
Okay, well, red was an actual organization.
Like the communism?
No. It was like they went red and then they donated everything for all proceeds or whatever to, I think it was cancer or some.
Oh. Yeah.
Like,
It's like
the
Red
entire
Fridays.
Google Play Store.
No, it's Red Friday.
Yeah.
Essentially meaning support the troops.
I think, I don't know. But
Yeah.
anyways.
Whatever it's for.
It's an organization. So think about if you're an organization that partner, so like partner with 8 or small. So we'll take, because my original thought was with, you know, my brother-in-law wants to start the auto shop.
Yeah.
So you have whatever Matchbox Automotive, small shop in some small town. If you take 1% of profits and put it aside into a disaster relief fund, okay, you're an automotive shop. Put 1% of profits into a disaster relief fund or something, maybe 2%, change your percentage or whatever. And then when something hits, like what happened to Houston,
Yeah.
what you would do is you would go down there. You would partner with like Walmart to get water, Academy to borrow coolers, a dealership to get trucks or something to get down there.
Yeah.
And you go down there and you just start helping people. You have a setup. You get a medical tent set up with a couple nurses for scrapes and stuff. You go start rescuing people, and you say, "I'm Chris with Matchbox Automotive. I'm here to help you. We're gonna get you over here." And you start helping people, introducing yourself with Matchbox Automotive. Then, now prices are down on real estate because the entire city was torn to shred. So now you go in and you purchase a plot of land and you build your automotive shop in this new city that you've never been to. When you rescue people, you get their name, their phone number, or email address. And then...
Is this a hypothetical?
Yeah. So you move in there, you buy real estate when it's cheap, you send letters out to all the people that you helped. Hey, this is Chris with Matchbox Automotive. I just wanted you to let you know we opened up a shop near you. Now, you're gonna, all that 1% that you just invested in disaster relief, which is exactly what you did. You help people. But at a tax-free rate, it's advertising. And then you move into the new market. When prices are low, people will sell. And you have a new business. It's a great way to penetrate markets.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean...
If you're looking at it that way, but I was looking at it, that's the long game. That's a long hustle. That's a grind. Like, that's like me coming from the gutters and I'm grinding through.
Think about it if you're AT&T.
But
think about it if you're AT&T.
No, I understand.
And you go down there, all these communities like mine.
It's good publicity.
Yeah, you don't have places where you can't get service because of long ago when they ran the wires and now it's too expensive to go back and run them yourself. Well, the entire neighborhood's been torn to shred. You can run cables for cheap. No one has. If you're AT&T, no one has Verizon because it all just got washed to shit. Now you can go run the cables and all of a sudden you get 15% of the market. It's now worth it. Whereas otherwise you would have to wait to go to that division market. And it's just good. It's good media. It's good faith. It's a company that.
It's kind of like Walmart, what Walmart does, where they go around and build houses inside the community. They do a tremendous, truly a tremendous amount of work on the side, other than supporting your everyday low prices.
Side note, homes built by Habitat for Humanity withstand natural disasters better than homes built by contractors?
I believe it.
Because
contractors are meeting a minimum code.
They're meeting the minimum code, and if there's an 8x4 piece of sheetrock, they're like nail, done. Whereas Habitat for Humanity, like nail. Yep, 32 nails in that bitch. We're good. Yeah. So when a tornado comes through, I just thought that.
Privatizing everything
That's a
would
lot.
benefit everything.
Yeah.
Privatizing the fucking water systems in New York not only made it better, cheaper, but it made it safer. It's healthier in every aspect.
That
It's
dude-
cleaner, completely zero, almost everything in New York City because they
Where did you-
privatized it.
Where'd you learn that? Because I remember I learned it in class, and they
Oh.
did. I think it was something about Boston and New York
Mhm.
were competing, and I want to say it was Boston. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but Boston. It was it was someone famous. I gotta look this up. I mean,
No. Just go. Finish
But
your
anyways.
story. We don't need facts.
we need someone over here googling shit. But he came in and he did the sewage for the entire city, and he built his plan for the city, and then leased it to him for a yearly rate, and he millions
Yeah.
is what he made, because if you didn't pay him, he would just shut down his sewage.
Yeah.
And so it took him longer than the other city. The other city had sewage immediately. Well, that's what he did. He hired trucks and drivers, and he would come in, scoop up the sewage, and truck it out. So immediately the problem was solved. But the other guy decided to build underground and build the sewage.
Then hook it up.
And so then later on, the guy had to hire more trucks and more drivers, where once he had his sewage, it just worked.
Yeah.
It was about laying the groundwork. But he made probably what would equate to billions.
I don't think that's what I was going for.
No, but it was about build a business system, not a business.
But I was going for you need to privatize almost goddamn everything other than making the goddamn laws. We don't need government in schools. You privatize that shit, boom, better. You do. All right, they did it with the correctional facility.
Mm-hmm.
And those guys are fucking stealing money from the government. But at what?
They also
point-
use prison industries for shit.
Yes. Oh my god, they
Bro, I'm
get
cool with
paid
that.
per criminal, so why not pay off judges to incriminate more people on these types of jurisdictions?
with that.
It's a whole entire corrupt system.
You got a
but
40-year sentence, we'll
the
give you a 30-year
quality-
if you do 30 years of...
No, the quality of the prison versus the government prison is exponential. Because you privatize things, just like you privatized the water company, it was healthier. I mean, you could privatize space travel, Elon Musk. The government is fucking paying them to put satellites in the fucking sky.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? The government's been doing. We landed on the moon in '69. Are you fucking kidding me? They're paying somebody else to send the motherfucker up.
Hold on.
There's something wrong. Something wrong.
Tell me you're not doubting the moon landing.
I don't give a fuck about the moon landing.
Oh, okay.
No, we landed on the fucking moon, and it's skeptical as shit, but
But what's more believable? You had some intern in the PR department that was told to make it look good, so they took training videos? Or you have an organization that's what? Tens of thousands of hundreds of thousands of employees that all collaborated on one lie and the truth never ever came out?
yeah.
Bill Clinton slept with Monica Lewinsky, and 2 people knew that secret. 2 people. And you expect 10,000 employees to keep a secret that we faked the moon landing?
It's like 9/11. Too many fucking moving parts. I don't know. I don't want to get into that. It's fucking sketchy as shit. You
That was
watch,
the rant for the night.
You watched the current
Do you
documentary?
need another one?
Did you finish one already?
Bro, I was halfway done. Remember what I told you? I was upset because you didn't bring me one. I needed one
I
then.
thought you went and got one.
No.
No,
You
no.
don't?
Yeah. 9/11, for real. That's some sketchy ass shit. That is fucking nuts. I mean, just look at the Republican history where they lied to go to war. It's a fact. I can't think. What's Operation Northwoods? No, Northcut. I don't know. Anyway, they lied so they could go to war. There's scandals in the government every fucking day. Every goddamn day there's scandals. Fast and Furious. I mean, look at Oprah and the Teddy Bear Club. Are you kidding
So-
me? World population, not. She's trying to eliminate people,
Someone-
yet give them Kias.
So I got a funny thing that. Did I tell you the story about I was arguing with my coworker about small business versus big business, or small government versus big?
No, you didn't tell me shit about it.
Oh, it was funny. So it was back during the election or whatever. And I said that, look, I don't care who's president, but what we need to do, we need to take, and the national government needs to shrink, and all their decision making needs to just be sent to the state level. And have every state decide it for themselves.
Absolutely.
And he said, well, his biggest argument was, you can't do that, the state governments would be corrupt. And I said, okay, but that's what the national government would be there for, to intervene.
Yes.
And-
A higher power.
And what happens right now when the national government gets corrupt? There's no higher power
Correct them.
to correct them. So, gay rights, taxes, I don't care what it is. You would tax us to pay for the president's salary, the Secret Service, the military, the wages of senators, the salaries of senators and congressmen, and a handful of assistants, and that's it. Welfare, send it back. Send it back to the state. Because here's the problem. Our national debt has gotten so outrageously big that it no longer is a number. So
20 trillion.
$20 trillion. So whenever they sit there and they're looking over these budgets and they're like, oh, this is going to cost the taxpayers $100 million. Who cares? The debt's $20 trillion. Send it down to the state level where the debt is $1 million. And you say, oh, this program's going to cost us $100,000. Hold on. That would pay off 10% of our debt. We can't do that. Let's pay the debt off. You will have a balanced budget. States have balanced budgets for the most part. They are a little out of balance. But compared to the government, it's ridiculous.
Money knocked back by gold. Government, or Chinese is...
Goldmoney.com.
No.
Baking
The
gold?
Chinese is...
Or
The Chinese are asking for foreign investors because all their money is backed by gold. They're not only claiming this, they put this out. So the yen is essentially trumping the American dollar. At what point do you see this not going downhill?
do you remember 2 weeks ago when I said we need a bank in gold?
Yeah, no. I was trying to play devil's advocate
Okay.
because
Okay.
I like discussion.
Yeah.
If I disagree with you, yeah, I completely agree with you.
No.
Next subject. I like to prove points.
No. So the problem is that right now your bank account measures X dollars.
But we're not talking about that. We're not talking about your money being gold. We're talking about other countries having a massive
gold
amounts
standard.
of gold standards. Yes.
Yes. Their yen is pegged to the gold. Their yen can buy X amount of gold. They don't print more yen unless they have more gold. I mean, they do, but to an extent.
Yeah, of course. But
Whereas we have no gold compared to what we print.
what if that's just one big lie? And the
You think
government, you know how supposedly they stack in silos just 1 million diamonds,
Okay.
like billion, just to control the influx?
What
They're
is-
doing that with gold.
What's more secure? Me telling you, I have this dollar. It's backed by gold. No
Yeah,
matter what
right.
happens, you're good. I've got it backed by gold. Or, yeah, we got gold, but here's a dollar. I might make more. Look, right now that dollar could buy this ounce of gold.
Logically, mine doesn't
tomorrow-
make sense.
I might print 10 more. So then it's only worth 1/10 of this gold, which can still buy 10 yen.
10 yen.
10 yen. How do you make an octopus laugh?
Tentacles.
Tentacles!
Ah!
You're the first one to get it.
Got 'em. Well, I heard 10 tickles.
Yeah.
So. I mean, that's what I thought of. 10 tickles, 8 legs, 2 eyes, 1 nose.
Ooh. Everyone has one of those. That was bad. You were solid.
Do fish have nose? Does an octopus have a nose? What the fuck are they smelling? What's it for? Is it gills? How do octopuses breathe? Fish have gills.
Yeah, octopuses do the same thing.
Do octopus have gills?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
They might not have gills, but they can.
Of course they can breathe underwater, but...
Oh, it's their suction cups, I think. I don't know.
How do octopuses breathe? Is that a word? Octopuses?
According to the living world of mollusks, octopuses, like other cephalopods, breathe with gills.
Oh, they do have gills. There you go.
Yeah. In their fucking mouth / nose. Look at that. Looks... Alright, you turn it this way. Oh, you turn it this way. It looks like one of those evil fish from the sea. Gills. I guess everything. I mean...
I don't know how to work your damn phone.
It's crazy that dolphins are mammals.
Yeah.
They live in the fucking sea.
You know what I was thinking about? How pathetic are we as a species at birth compared to others?
Oh, horrible.
What other species is as inept as a human?
I've been, every time
Cigarettes.
every time I smoke cigarettes. Anywho, anytime I smoke cigarettes, dude, evolution, just every 10 minutes, it knocks on my door. My mental...
break, actually. I'm listening.
My mental door, it knocks on. Meaning, like, my favorite topic to discuss is religion. What? Anywho,
I was curious. I was gonna say you gotta watch that abortion video that I was talking about back then.
My favorite... Where was I going with this?
Favorite topic to discuss is religion.
Yeah, but where was I going with it?
Part of having Chase around is he interrupts you 9 out of 10 times, but that 10th time, he reminds you what you were talking about.
Yeah, he's really good at retracting.
Can we take just that aspect?
Yeah. Fuck, what was I talking about? Every time I smoke cigarettes. Oh, evolution. But this just constantly knocks on my door.
Yeah.
My mental door. God damn it. Oh. Censorship. We can edit these things, it's not live.
Bro, we don't need to edit.
Oh,
We
shit.
told him we were
Alright, evolution. It fucking bugs the shit out of me. And I love talking about religion, and I've questioned all aspects of it. Now I'm questioning... I mean, why not question things? And evolution. Over millions of years, we evolved from fucking guppies. Basically much in the fucking bacteria and
Monkey falls into the ocean and you get a whale.
Anywho.
That's a joke. But yeah.
But, alright, so we evolved, but, I mean, we're finding evidence of people 11,000 BC, 15,000 BC. They just found a civilization 20,000 years BC before El Tempe, or whatever the fucking place is. Yeah. So, what I'm saying, in those humans, they just found a guy frozen in ice recently. And
Siberia.
Siberia. And, completely preserved almost, damn near it. And, he looks identical to us. If you were to make him live, he'd look identical to us. There's no evolution within 20,000 years. And yes, that's just a blip on the map. But shouldn't things be a little off?
So,
your nose be a little flatter? You have more hair? Something? Anything?
I think both theories are true.
Evolution and creation.
Yes. Evolution in the sense that at one point we had 6 fingers and 6 toes. We now have 5. 6 fingers, 6 toes is dominant. It's a dominant trait. And if you have it surgically removed at birth, but you pass it on to your child. But it wasn't helpful. So evolution, over years and years, we now have 5. People evolve and adapt. Yeah, look it up.
No fucking way.
Look
That's
up.
like saying the flounder. That's like saying the flounder has its eyes on the fucking top
Look
of
it-
its
look
head
it
because
up.
it liked to lay in the sand. Because then this eye slowly moved across. No, because they did that with a science experiment. They took 10 or 15 generations of rats cutting off their tail at birth, cutting it at birth, and it still passed it down. Every single generation. So you're saying with every generation, just because we have it surgically
Here.
removed, it starts to disappear?
Here.
No.
Having more than 5 fingers is a little more complicated because it can be dominant or recessive. It can be a dominant or recessive trait depending on what genes are involved. If polydactyly is caused by just a single gene, then it only affects the number of fingers or toes and nothing else, then it is typically a dominant trait. Years and years and years ago, it was a dominant, but the people with 6 fingers started dying off, and the people with 5 fingers were living longer. So the recessive trait was passed more and more often. And if you had a dominant trait of 6 fingers, you died sooner. You didn't pass it on. So
this is your proof of evolution.
yes, there is evolution, but it's not as simple as we all evolved from monkeys.
It's not as simple as idiocracy.
No.
But yes, I believe you can evolve, you adapt. I wouldn't call it evolving, you adapt. You adapt to your situation. And there's something deep within our DNA that passes on knowledge from the previous
Yeah.
generation or so.
Yeah.
It's like all these years combined, they gather up one idea and they pass it around to the next one.
Completely.
Naturally. You wake up breathing, you wake up learning you're scared of hawks or monsters or whatever the fuck kids are scared of. You don't know that, you learn that, and I just contradicted my own point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're naturally born with that fear of monsters, because back in the day they had fucking tigers or fucking wolves. If we're really truly hunters and gatherers, then we're scared of the wilderness because we do better in groups as humans. But we evolved solely because of our intellect, that we could adapt tools quicker than any other animal. No, we were born with that ability. We didn't evolve from mush. That would take trillions and billions of years, if that's even possible.
The other thing about that is, if we evolved, other species would be closer in intellect with us.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely.
we would have had to evolve so much quicker and adapt so much quicker than any other species.
That would be like intentional DNA splicing, meaning like they only breed the corn with the best product or whatever. It's gene manipulation, that's what it is.
Genetic manipulation,
Yeah.
I feel like there's bigger problems, though.
Then evolution, fighting evolution, knowing your history. I think knowing the past is the best way to get to the future.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
hands down.
You learn so much. And what's crazy is throughout history, everybody tries to change the past to create the future. Meaning, like, they removed so-called
Monuments?
books from the Bible. Let's start from the beginning. Books from the Bible. When I'm not blaming them, but they say Catholics remove 28 books. 28, and don't get me started on the Vatican, but where is it going?
Removing books from the
Books
Bible.
from the Bible, yes. But what's my ultimate point?
I was hoping you'd circle back and remind me.
Completely. I could tell you the story. The rest of they removed 28 books from the Bible because they're trying to create the future by changing the past.
Changing the past.
Yeah, it's kind of like a form of time travel, but physical form, not magic. Think time travel is possible?
No.
Well, I mean, they can measure space.
Oh, okay, so.
And they can measure matter. The only other thing is time. And they so-called measure time, but literally we're just spinning around light.
Yeah.
So, is that really time? What is time? Is time the dark matter, the black matter?
There's only one being that can control time.
God.
God. And that's what people don't understand. You can't. There's one. We know it's there. We know it's a measurement. But you can't quantify it.
Yeah.
It's because only one being can.
Ooh, I got it.
And that is.
This is by far, this is the only time I've ever had paper to draw it out, so I have to interrupt you. I'm very sorry.
You good?
It's a support of your argument, that's why. Blank piece of paper.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
This is everything there is to know.
Move it closer. Yeah.
In the light. That is everything you could possibly know ever in a billion quadrillion years for entity, whatever. For entity.
No, that's everything
Infinity.
That's everything we've known.
No, that's everything you could
everything,
possibly
yeah.
ever know to be ever known. Everything.
Okay.
And this, let me draw you a little circle, is everything we know right now. There's so much to be learned in this little slice. So, that's what we know now. This is everything to be known. And you're telling me God's not out here?
Yeah, that's good.
Ooh.
I really, really did like.
So I believe in creationism, but it's kind of hard to believe that there's a God. It's kind of hard.
Yeah, I mean.
There's a lot of questions.
It's like that guy's argument that
But is
the
that
three
in the
things you
28
need.
bucks?
The three things you need is space, matter, and time. Without time and space, you have nothing there. Or without matter, you have nothing there. Without time, you have something somewhere, but when. And without space, you have a beer and a place, but where? Or a beer and a time. A time.
A where?
No, you have a when. But you don't have a where.
Okay.
And the God, he's all knowing. And in the Bible it says, in the beginning, God created man.
Well, in the beginning shows you a time.
Yes. God created man.
Matter.
Well,
And he created the heavens.
He created the heavens and the earth,
Which is
the space. And then he created us, which is the what. So the only thing ever to be recorded outside of those three is God.
But the immediate question to follow up then is, why did he create the rest of the worlds?
Well,
That's
here's
the first
what
one
I
that comes to
believe.
mind.
Okay. So you are God. I know you can't even do it, but we're going to fathom it. And you decide you want to create an earth. And you want to give them the knowledge that we have. You created us. Okay? It's like you building a Lego city right now. Everything that city ever knows is because of you.
Yeah.
And then you're observing it, and they're interacting, and you're like, oh, this happens, this happens. Okay. So what do? Do you just continue watching? No. You go,
So
oh, I want to build
you're telling
this.
me he's active on a daily basis,
No.
giving us reasons,
No, hold on.
giving us answers to our questions.
No,
essentially.
wait. You're still not following. This is the earth. Okay, he created this.
Yeah.
He's watching us.
Yeah.
What's to say that over here in another galaxy, he didn't do the same thing and is watching them?
But why? He forever loved the man.
Yes.
That's his word.
And you're the creator of this Lego town, and you will forever love these Lego people.
So you're telling me there's multiple universes?
Yes.
Theory, but it's not the computer simulation infinite universe.
Well,
Do you know that theory? That
no,
there is
but right there,
infinite
hold
amount
on.
of
But
parallel universes.
before you even tell me the theory, God created you, and you had this theory. If he wanted to be ratted out, if he wanted you to still operate on a belief, there's nothing that you will ever be able to learn to doubt that.
No. Alright. Because I can explain this on a simpler version. I completely lost it. 100%. It's gone.
See, and this is.
We've gone too deep.
But no, this is a great argument.
No. I'm not saying it's too deep. I've had too many. I can't remember. And
he's too deep.
I was gonna punch you in the face metaphorically with the sentence I was about to spit, but it's out of my head. It's like I felt it. It was resonating, and then I see a bug in my left eye, and then I forget.
Yeah, no, I get it. Connor was right there. He was about to take Floyd out, but he was like, no.
Every fucking time.
Connor's the man.
Yeah. That belief in yourself. Can you
Can
you imagine applying that belief in yourself to any other aspect?
No, but
of anything.
And I just hope, I like how he has been. I'm curious to see where he goes. I'm curious to see if he just follows step for step behind Ronda Rousey and he loses. I want to see him lose again. I want to see him lose a big fight. I really don't, actually. I want to see him win. I like him. But if
how he handles the
he
failure.
loses, I would love for him to lose and then come back, lose drastically, like a broken tibia, fibia, you're never going to fight again, and then come back and fight one last time.
What about a quick knockout? That's super embarrassing.
No.
First round, within the minute knockout. That's way embarrassing than breaking something.
No. I want to see him go. I want to see him lose like Anderson Silva.
Breaking the leg, that's too much.
But I want because could any fighter ever deal with that adversity? That is
Anderson
the biggest.
Silva did.
But what I'm saying is that is the biggest loss. Not only did you lose your title, you're undefeated, your fight, you had him, you were winning, and this happened, and you're out for a year and a half. And
but that's knowing the risk before you play.
Yes.
That's like gambling. I have a chance of losing my money. Do I really want to do this? And you make a conscious decision of yes or no. That is the risk of fighting.
Yeah.
Everybody knows deep down in their head, they hope it doesn't happen, but they know shit like that is possible.
Yeah.
Because it's happened before to everybody.
Yeah, I understand that.
So they know. They have decided that the juice is worth the squeeze. Yes. So you can't tell me that you were winning and all this was you were on an uphill drive.
No,
I understand your aspect of it, but
that's how I want him to lose because that I feel is the most respectable way to lose.
Shattering your leg? No, you get a quick knockout.
But that's too easy to... Okay.
No. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's highly embarrassing.
Okay.
Every champion that has ever gone on a winning streak, a lot of them.
Yeah,
Ronda Rousey is the number one. It's going to be the most popular. Everybody knows it. She was... Nobody knew her name. She became the bantamweight champion.
I'm about to steal that beer that I brought you.
What are you talking about? It's dead empty. Oh, fuck. It's a whole beer. Fuck you.
Nah, nigga.
She was a champion, and not only did Hollywood get in her head, they booed the fucking shit out of her, made her believe that she could become a movie star, and the only reason she's a star is because she's famous. But she handled the loss horrendously. It not only blocked her mindset, she lost who she was. She became a new person, and she lost who she was when she lost.
But that's the thing,
that
was so awesome. When Connor lost to Nate, I think that was the best thing for him.
Fuck no.
Bro, it was adversity. That was... What better... Would you rather him have won that fight and then lost his next fight? Or this fight coming up?
Pour me some.
Pour some out for the homies. No. That was... He was at the... You would say he was...
That's good.
He was on his way up. Because Ronda had already lost. And you could argue that he was the name of UFC going into that first Nate Diaz fight. You could argue.
He carried it. No.
He was UFC.
That's a fact.
And he lost.
That's why they sold it for $4 billion.
Yeah.
Before, Ronda quit, it dropped at $1 billion. What's up?
Hi. Is the show over? Okay. Can we? I don't know.
What?
10 minutes?
If I give her about 9.
Yeah, it's 9 o'clock. Alright, never mind. Give us 5.
Okay.
No, we can go right now. No worries.
Alright.
Y'all need to get home.
That was good 40 minutes.
Send me that though.
Yeah, yeah.